Namaste and blessings, beautiful souls. Welcome and welcome back. I speak blessings upon you, your family, your loved ones, your health, your wealth, your prosperity, your abundance, all the way from the spiritual into the mental, the emotional, and the physical. Sending you guys much love and reverence. Thank you for being here. And once again, clearing the energy and asking our most venerated ancestors to guide us, to bring messages, to speak to us about what needs love, comfort, integration, what is it that we are moving through, what's going on, all right? So, all right, we're gonna start with this tarot deck. All right, you guys, I have Rue Plant or Ruda. Then I have the energy of the red rose that represents alchemy, the feminine, right? What happens when we're healing? Spirals, going within, having to come out, facing things again and coming out. Life is full of spirals. Then we have black obsidian because I'm scrying. All right. So, all right, let me see. Be scrying first. So I see a number 7. When we're dealing with 7, this is about grounding the changes that are meant to move us forward, right? 5 is like I'm going through conflict. There's unexpected change. Oh my goodness, right? My foundations are being shaken up or shaken out, and then from 5 to 6, I'm seeking harmony and balance into the 7. So there's a level of awareness. I know this needs change. I know this is integration, but you know what? What I'm seeing is like a blind spot. So I'm seeing someone driving, and the ancestors are showing me like we all have blind spots, right? Um, and there's something about hurt, disappointment, fear of failure. For some of you, father wounds, okay? For some of you, mother wounds, and for some of us, it's both, okay? And so, listen, I'm sending you my love. Please remember that healing is not linear, and life is a freaking journey, all right? And so, okay, I see that communication is coming, and it's important to stay open, to remain open. This can be about an email, this can be about text, this can be about social media, but this can be about the spirit world, the ancestors trying to communicate with you, helping you see something, or bestowing some kind of clarity, or helping you with your gifts and talents, or a message. It feels like a whisper about what to do next, but what to do next most of the time got to do with something we have fear, something we're avoiding, something we're resisting, something that we, like I said, we have a blind spot. Okay? All right, cool. All right, so starting with the 5 of fire with stress, and it was reverse. Okay. So yeah, worry, stress, that feels 5 of pentacles. That's definitely 5 of pentacles, 5 of wands. Okay, it is there's a lot of discomfort. Well, here we have abundance reverse with now the 4 of water. All right. Okay, we have the sun of fire, and it's also reverse. And then balance, also reverse. Okay. And now, why are these energies showing up as reverse? All of these is showing up as reverse because there's a need for us to go within. Okay. So there's a lot of shift and changes happening within our inner worlds, right? When we talk about fire, physical, the physical aspect of life, right? Willpower, solar plexus, passions, our capacity to problem solve, our capacity to confront the things we have to confront. This is the father, right? This is, all right, I'm assertive, I'm going after, I'm finding solutions, I'm preparing, I'm studying, I'm putting the freaking work, right? When we're talking about the four of waters with abundance and having the moon here, this is about our emotions, right? All right, when we are in the energy of four, we are reviewing inner foundation. So there's a sense of, okay, I have to reevaluate my emotional foundations. What is my relationship with vulnerability? What's my relationship when difficult emotions showed up? Because we all have them. And now, do we all have our own chemistry and how we go about it differently? Yes, there's a gift of authenticity, right? But then, what is your relationship with your waters? Our waters, our capacity to be intuitive. This is the feminine. How open and receptive are we to receive the many aspects of ourselves, to receive others? This is about compassion, right? This is about intuitive guidance, feeling into things. This is about the coherence of the heart, too, right? Uh, when we're talking about the moon, creativity, the mother, the grandmother, the sisters, all right? Your relationship with the earth. This is about your flowing life. When we talk about the Son of Fire, the Son of Fire, this is again my relationship with taking action, my relationship with manifesting things into existence, into putting the work, into showing up. So there's that masculine energy, my capacity to create a structure, my capacity to practice discipline, consistency, right? Then we have the energy of balance here. So this is Libra energy. So here we are, right? Water and earth. But she also have this energy of water above her head, meaning Aquarius, right? So there's a lot going on here because we have the dragonfly, and the dragonfly represents metamorphosis, our relationship with the waters and the earth, our capacity to transform. Aquarius, this is about the bigger picture of life. This is about what is driving our minds, what kind of choices, decisions, the narratives you give life. How are you integrating life? What is your perception and your perspective? What is dictating what you do or not do in life, right? So this is really about finding that dance, finding, are my emotions, is my emotional body in touch with my physical and my mental, right? Because if not, we struggle with confusion, we struggle with worry, we struggle with indecision, we struggle with stagnancy, we struggle with like just waiting. Then we don't know how to receive neither, right? For waters, we don't know how to receive. So tendency to overdo, burnouts, to hurt our health. Why? Because worry, stress, and suppressing emotions. If not, we're not dealing with them, we're hurting. We are out of harmony and balance. So there's a level of we have to find. I want to say gain a level of maturity and find a healthy dance within the elements. How are your thoughts, your words, and your actions affecting you? Where you at? Look at your behaviors, because your behaviors are going to let you know about where you at. The sun reversed. The sun is about divine illumination. The sun brings alchemy, is the energy of the divine father coming into what? To freaking blast what needs to be seen, what needs to be loved, what needs to be integrated, what needs to be changed, transmuted, and or surrendered to the creator, right? There's the ambulance. Awareness. What is calling for attention in your life? What aspects of your life? What aspects of you? Because we are so complex as human beings too. And we have spiritual, mental, emotional, physical bodies. We have the feminine. We have the masculine. We have the inner child. We have the inner teenager. We are carrying our ancestors 7 generations to the right and to the left. So the creator is speaking to us, the ancestors, about going deeper and going within and finding time during our life to ask ourselves important questions. This is beyond just the mental. This is, okay, this is what I'm saying, but how I feel. And then, okay, how am I communicating that? All right, and how am I acting on it then? If there's no alignment, then there is conflicts, there are things clashing. The 10 of earth with wealth. This is wealth got to do with our masculine family, obviously both, but when we have father wounds, we're afraid to be seen. We play small, we settle, we stay quiet, we're surviving. You know what I mean? We're surviving because how the people are gonna see me, how they're gonna perceive me. We're afraid to create structures. We're afraid to problem solve because what if I go to this appointment? What if I don't have what it takes? What if I'm gonna go through failure again? Right? So the 10 of earth is the 10 of pentacles. So if we want to really manifest long-term and tangible changes, we have to go through a process of illumination. A lot of people speak about the sun as, oh, the sun is inner child and everything is going to be great. I'm not saying things are not going to be great, of course. Of course, things are going to be great, right? Because if you're here, it's because you're seeking for answers. And what I want to tell you here is that the sun is spirit, is the energy of the creator, the divine father, that's coming to illuminate what needs to be transformed. So the sun brings illumination and brings transformation and brings a process of renewal, new hope, new life, a new beginning. And so each day we can what? Take on the strength of the hummingbird. Take on the courage of the hummingbird. Such a tiny birdie, and they are freaking masters when it comes to freaking flying. Something else about the hummingbird. The hummingbird remembers where to go to feed him or herself, where to go and eat from the sweetness of the mother in order to be nourished and nurtured. They work really hard, but they also go into a stillness. So the sun wants to renew your vitality. It wants to renew your passion. The sun is the loving father who's going to tell you, hey, all right, let's review your ideas of wealth. What does that look like, right? Because when we are in our wealth, right, we are working with magnetism and electricity. Here we have fire and water, masculine and feminine, right? Here we have it. We start to call things in. We become magnetic, right? There's lots of desire, and when it comes to desire, We have to look at the duality and the polarity of desires too. So a loving father is going to say, hey, my love, review your ideas of what is to experience wealth, abundance, prosperity. All right, like I said, there's a sense of the ancestors wanting to talk to that aspect of us that is the teenager, right? The son is going to say, hey, there is hope. Pay attention. Work on your craft. Practice. Invest wisely. Stay committed. Practice discipline. Seek guidance. Seek guidance from the mother. And you will see how you can manifest a new life. The son. And so this energy is speaking of healing from our fears to take on space. And like I was saying, when we have father wounds, we're afraid to take on responsibilities. We're afraid of committing. We're afraid of our own power, because having power means now I have to freaking show up in the world. I have to show up in relationships. I have to show up. I have to go and freaking get things done, whatever that look like. It means I'm gonna have to get out of my comfort zone, and I'm gonna have to show up and go through the discomforts, right? And so the son, the ancestors, our beloved mother, our past loved ones are saying, this is a time to where we have to go within. Pray for guidance. The son of fire here also can be impulsive, can be immature, impatient. The son of fire might struggle with consistency, with the structure in her life. The son of fire can be seeking instant gratification, chasing after short term, right? And so review your life. Review your life. And bring this son of fire into a place of harmony. It is okay that we take a space. It is okay to be authentic. It is okay that we have fun in life. This is not about extremes. Harmony is never about extremes. Balance is not about extremes. It's about finding a healthy dance. Something that's healthy, something that works for us based on our authenticity, the sun. The father of air. Oh my goodness. So we go from the son of fire to the father of air. Air representing the mind, our capacity to think things through it, our capacity to find optimism, to deliver, our capacity to be vulnerable, our capacity to be open and receptive to learn new skills, new talents. The discipline of the mind, the discipline of our thoughts. This is about learning that saying yes and saying no are equally important. This is about our boundaries. This is about how do you nourish the air within you. If you are having to father yourself, what would you tell that boy or girl that exists within you? How would you talk to him and her? And if you look at your life and what needs attention and the worries and the struggles, how would you support your kid? What would you be doing? Would you be asking for help, seeking guidance? Would you be open to study and learn new things? Would you be expanding when it comes to your growth? Would you be getting out of the comfort zone? What would you be doing? Where would you be investing your time and your energy? This is about wisdom. Then we have a spirit guide, and look, the element of air. With the eagle represents the sun, spring. What happens spring, right? What is that correspondence when it comes to spring? When we look at cycles in nature, this is about the Creator is saying, you must nurture your seeds. I gave you seeds. Every single human being carries the seed of potentiality. But if you are not clear, if you're not committed, right? The Son, the Father, a loving Father will be committed. A loving Father will say, all right, where am I not showing up in my fullest capacity? And this is not about perfection. This is about integrity and knowing where you are and what you have to offer and how, and it's about your legacy. So this is the spirit of the air coming as a guide. Ask yourself, how are you supporting yourself? Where there's need for growth, for expansion, for change, for openness, how are you investing your time? What are the things you're doing? This is about the harmony, right? The Ace of Earth, and we have Mama Corn coming in hot. Mother Earth is saying, I gave you the seed, and I have everything you need in order to grow your abundance, your prosperity, and your wealth. However, do you have reverence for what I have give you, or are you taking it for granted? What are the stories you tell yourself about who you are and your capacity to move forward and your capacity to problem solve, to take accountability? How do you apply knowledge? What are the lessons that you have been learning? The Ace of Earth brings a door. There's a spiritual door opening. There's something that the Mother is giving you in order for you to what? To change your life. The daughter of Earth. So here we have the sun, and here she comes, right? We have our Mother and our Father within us. We are extensions of our Creator. We are the tree of life of our family. We carry memory. We carry beauty and magic, but also unhealthy habits and behaviors. So the daughter of Earth, how would you attend and nourish to your daughter? This is about your divine feminine. She wants to create. She has the capacity to freaking nourish and nurture and expand your life. She has the capacity to take you here into the energy of wealth, prosperity, abundance. She has the capacity to help you and guide you together with this with the inner teenager, right? Inner teenagers here, the son of air. Both of them have the capacity, both of them have the capacity to take you forward so that you can manifest long term in life. It is your birthright. That's what the ancestors are saying. It is your birthright to live a life of abundance, prosperity, wealth, all of it. However, they're speaking about a spiritual wealth, wealth that comes all the way from the spiritual and is rippling all through the four elements, right? So when you are in the pursuit of spiritual wealth, then you are already experiencing abundance here on this plane of existence. Because as above, so below, as within, so without. We have spoken about father wounds, and now we can speak about the wounds within the feminine. right? Neglect, the waters, the emotions are stuck, are fixed. We don't feel safe. We're afraid to speaking up. We play small too. We don't believe that we have the capacity to move forward in life. Emotional codependency, dependency, memories of pain, of being abandoned, of being rejected. This is about having to conform. She carries when the waters are in sorrow. She remembers that it's not safe to create, to be who she is. Angry and resentment, feeling ugly, rejected, unseen, unheard, unvalued. I don't have value. Seeking safety, seeking validation, approval outside. So there's this dynamic, right? And I know that you guys know we are meant to reconcile 7 generations to the right, to the left. We carry the pain of our grandmothers, great grandmothers, our sisters, our mother, our grandfather, great grandfather. So this is bigger picture. This is about the tree of life, all right, guys? Okay, now I'm gonna use this other oracle, and we are going to be closing this sacred space and finishing this reading. All right, so here it is. We have abandonment echo. Recognize where feelings of rejection stem from. Trust that you are never truly alone. Okay, inner child work, inner teenager, right? Next one, the illusion of control. Surrendering is not weakness. Trying to control everything only breeds anxiety. Okay. Right, when we don't feel, and I say right because I can hear it. I can hear the message. So when we do not feel safe, when we struggle with communication, when we're also dealing with people who cannot communicate, then it's a trigger, because then we want to save ourselves, and we're trying to figure it out. Are we safe here? How can I survive? Is this going to offer the stability I need, right? But we need to look at our own, and also, we have to ask ourselves, well, how do I feel about reciprocity? Sacred rest. Deep transformation requires balance. Exhaustion is not a badge of honor, right? What happens when we are in wounded masculine extremes? Overdoing, overworking. Again, when we are stressed out, we're trying to save ourselves from failure, from poverty, from losing things. We just go to extremes. Shadow integration. Healing comes when you stop fighting your darkness and instead learn from it. So, what are your shadows? How do you feel about them? Do you know them? How do you cope? Where do you hide? What are the masks you wear? What are the stories you tell yourself to protect yourself from truly being seen? How do you cover things? Then last one, dark night of the soul. You're undergoing deep transformation. Trust that this darkness is leading to light. Oh yeah. And this is where we at, you guys. These energies are confirming everything I just said. This is all I got for you, my loves. I'm sending you all of my love, my compassion. I am moving through it with you guys. You're never alone. Doing the work takes courage, takes strength. Like I said, there are layers and layers and layers to this work. You're not alone. I love you. You're protected. May you be blessed on your journey. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow. All right, my loves. I see you when I see you. Ciao, ciao.